suppose. Have, I suppose. Working, I suppose. Home, I suppose. Here now, I suppose. I did, I suppose. Again, I suppose. Away, I suppose. Curse, I suppose. Scissors, I suppose. Curse, I suppose. Weakness, I suppose. Did I suppose? I suppose. Suppose.
Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about these little guys. This is the sister switch to the EMTV2s that we spoke about recently. These were sent to me by Moyu.Studios, and these are a really neat tactile switch that is a 62 gram, supposedly palm mixed material stem with a polycarbonate housing on the top, and then for the bottom it is nylon. But it's got, like the EMTs, it's got this really cool little light pipe here. So what I'd like to do is kind of take an up-close look at it today and try to break the measurements down a little bit for you guys and do some sound demo here on this Zoom 65 and see what we think about this. In the hands so far, they feel pretty awesome. It's a very nice tactile experience. But why don't we dive in and take a little bit of a closer look. Alright, now like I said, these are a 62 gram tactile switch. They were sent to me from Moyu.Studios. These are running with the EMTV2s that we did a video on recently. Same light pipe design. This is also modeled after the character Beatrice from the same anime RE0 that the EMT switches are based off. So it's another character. She's the keeper of some magical library. Literally watched an entire season of it trying to figure out who these characters were, and very little was actually mentioned of Beatrice or Betty. But I still think the concept's neat, and for those of you fans of the show out there, I think this is a switch that's really going to hit home. So what I'd like to do is take a look at the measurements of the stem and just kind of look at the length of the stem, and then I'd like to do a type test to kind of see how they sound on the Zoom 65 here, which is kind of foamed out, but it's got the brass weight and whatnot. But I still think that'll give us a good baseline in terms of, you know, trendy boards and trendy sound configurations. So again, this has the light pipe in it. It's got a polycarbonate top and a nylon bottom with a palm blended material stem. These are also HIMU switches. I would like to note that the light pipe does come out. So that is still a thing in these switches. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and take these apart, and I want to get a measurement length on the stem. And I would also like to get a measurement length on the spring. Now this stem is lightly lubed, and I'll see if I can't bring this up a little bit closer for you guys. So you might be able to see it here if we catch the light right. It is very similar lubrication to the EMT switches. So what they do is they seem to lube the whole bottom of the switch, so it actually gets right here on the legs as well. So it does kind of add a little bit of extra smoothness to it, but if you're looking to maintain the tactility, you're going to lose a little bit of it because the legs are lubed. But these are pretty tactile, so something to keep in mind. So with that taken out, let's go ahead and see what our spring measurement is. Our stem is 13.6 millimeters long. So that's going to give a nice sharp bottom out. That's a pretty long stem, a long pull stem. And that's going to give it a pretty sharp bottom out paired with a 62 gram dual stage spring, which is going to give it that poppier top end, but allows you to feel that the tactility in the middle, which is quite nice. All right, now we got it together. You can kind of hear it a little bit outside. I don't know that it sounds like this when it's installed in the board, so it's going to be, we'll see how it sounds. And so why don't we go ahead and jump into that sound test and see where we come out. All right, well, as somebody who enjoys tactiles, I really like the way this feels. I think these have a really nice, solid bump to them. As for the sound, I think this is going to be one of those, it's going to be kind of an acquired sound. It's going to really come down to your preference. I don't tend to like the sound of a polycarbonate top, usually. And here's the main reason why. Maybe I can bring this up a little bit and you can hear it. So if you hear it, because this switch is so poppy, it has a very high-pitched top out. It's still quite muted, but it does have that. Now, whether you like that or not, that's entirely up to you, but I don't know, I'm a little torn. So this switch, I think, is probably one of my new favorites in terms of tactility. But I definitely don't think that this is the configuration for me personally, but for you, this might work. So just keep in mind that the sound demos you hear online can vary depending on the equipment that's being used to record and the equipment that you're listening on. But, you know, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this. Is that too high pitched? Does it tickle your fancy? Of course, with a tactile, you know, you're going to need to get it in your hands and feel it before you can be absolutely satisfied with your decision on it, because of, you know, you need to see how that tactility feels. Also, let me know in the comments whether or not you guys actually like to see these videos. Switch content doesn't really warrant any sort of lengthy video, and I would be happy just to showcase a sound test for you guys. If you'd prefer not to have the, you know, specification measurements, of course, you know, any switches I design, we're going to break them down and we're going to talk about the history of them and things like that. But, you know, for these other switches that I get in for review, if you'd rather just have a sound test, please let me know in the comments. But regardless, I want to thank you guys for being here today. I know it's a short little video. Things have been a little bit off the last couple weeks because of I've been sick because kiddo brought home something from school. But I'm hoping next week to get back on track. I did get a couple cool boards in, so look forward to that. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you liked the video, hit the like. If you didn't like this video, I'm telling you right now, if you didn't like this, you don't like this kind of content, hit that thumbs down button, smash it, and let me know so that way I can stop making these sorts of videos if you guys aren't enjoying it. But until next time, again, thank you all for coming, and y'all have a good one.